Gaff, a nice local derby for us in front of the Sky TV cameras tomorrow, 5:30 kick-off. How excited are you for it, and what kind of test are you expecting?
Yeah, big test, first of all. Very good side, you know. Andy's got them going really well, you know, and very solid, you know, unbeaten in the league. And we know their strengths, we've worked on them. I'm sure they've worked on us, and yeah, we expect nothing more than going away from home in my first Kent derby. As a Gillingham manager, yeah, I'm going to expect a very tough test. But yeah, we're up for it, and I'm sure that the fans will travel well. And yeah, the added bit of being on Sky is nice. And obviously, share kick-off time with the national side as well. So probably two different styles of game, but both mean the same thing. And my boys are up for it, definitely. You know, and the standard of training has definitely been good this week.
Senior pros aside, do you have to tell the players ignore the cameras?
No, not really. Part and parcel now, Phil, of you know, modern football, cameras everywhere all the time. You know, you got to be very careful on social media. It's almost like there's a camera on you 24/7 at the moment. You know, so we you know, we'll be aware of them. But I've got some real good experience in the squad, and if there is any calming down to do, I'll try and spot it early. But I'm pretty sure that most of the boys are very au fait with knowing that everything gets broadcast, and you know, it's a you know, real sort of public game now. You know, you can get to see highlights anywhere, and yep. So just the added lot of Sky being there, and Sky do a great job, and hopefully it'll be a good game for them.
A few new lads in the building, might be one or two involved, perhaps fitness dependent. How have they kind of fitted into the group this week?
Yeah, really well. Like I said, one of my big things is I don't sign idiots. You know, I don't sign people who disrupt. I would sign good people over fantastic players who are not the right characters. That's the way I do it. Other people do it their way. But integration, you know, obviously, Gareth McCleary, known him for a long time. Johnny Smith, you know, very established and very good player, and knows a couple of people around the building. And Travis, really calm, really assured, and you know, I'm sure they'll all play their part coming up.
Any new injuries? Any team news? Anyone coming back in?
Yeah, difficult. No new injuries. Good to go tomorrow. So I wouldn't give it away if there was.
Absolutely. Excellent, Gareth. Thank you very much. Ben, all yours.
Gareth, obviously fitting timing, really. The fact that both of the teams are unbeaten going into this weekend, and you come together in front of the TV cameras, and it all feels like it's come together with purpose, really. Yeah,
big respect, you know, for Bromley and what they've done. We are very respectful of every team in the league. You'll never hear me criticise anything about any other team. We go into this game with huge respect for a team that, let's get it right, you know, they've survived in the league last year when everyone probably thought they would go back down, and that's their first season in the EFL. Well done, Bromley. You know, really, these stories are great to have, and I managed a team not long ago called Wycombe Wanderers who had the same journey. In 1992 they got in the league, and how important it was for them to stay in their first few seasons and crack on. And Bromley, they're definitely cracking on. They're doing really well. So nothing except a tough test tomorrow, with a huge amount of respect from me and my players.
Style-wise, two teams similarities, both quite hard to beat, would you say?
Both quite hard to beat, and as I say, definitely the stats are going to say that. And style-wise, yeah, we'll let people more qualified than me judge style. My style's a winning style, and I love it.
Certainly proving so far. I'm just thinking about Bromley in particular, because they have a striker who's, you know, jumped up from non-league football with Michael Cheek and really settled at the level as well. Looking forward, I'm sure your centre-halves to coming up against him. Yeah,
he's a goal scorer, you know, and we've obviously got to be wary of him. He pops up in goal scoring areas. It's an instinct more than a positional sense, and I'm sure Michael himself will say, like, he pops up in places he doesn't know why he got there, but the ball suddenly arrives and you put it in. That's a great knack to have, and I know a lot of strikers who are like that. Some strikers seem to have to work really hard to score their goals. Some it just falls to, and you know, I remember the likes of Simon Garner at Blackburn Rovers, and even your Andy Coles at Man United, it just seems to be on the spot, and when that ball's there, it was there to be finished. They were in the right areas, scored some brilliant goals as well, but I mean, the quantity of goals he's scored over the seasons we've got to be wary of, and yeah, so Michael's definitely one that we've highlighted that we need to look after.
Last season it didn't go your way against Bromley, obviously for the boys that were in the changing room for those games. Bromley getting the better of the guys, so is there a determination amongst the group to change that?
That was way before my time. This is my first games against Bromley, so like I say, when I walked in, what's gone has gone in the past. I don't want to look back now and just look forward. So there's very little that I looked into last year and what was going on, because we're a totally different outfit this year and totally different identity. So it's just about going forward now. So yeah, there's no like revenge motives or anything. No, don't worry about that. I'm not that kind of guy. We'll look forward to see what we can do. Performance and process tomorrow. We've worked really hard on what we want to do. Hopefully we can produce it tomorrow.
It's a pretty new derby anyway, obviously, with Bromley coming up from non-league football and Gills not playing them, that much. Obviously, there's the geography there, but the atmosphere probably wasn't as spicy as you might have experienced in the past with some of the derbies that you've been involved with. And we were just talking to Sam Vokes about the Blackburn-Burnley rivalry as well. So yeah, it might not be quite that tasty.
No, Sam's on the wrong side of that derby, by the way. I have experienced the Blackburn-Burnley, the Stoke-Port Vale, Cardiff against any English team and played in those derbies, So we're expecting that the closeness of the two towns, there's going to be a little bit on it, but I think rather than more of the heated hatred between the two teams, it's more of a just bragging rights in Kent that night, but derbies take time to sort of boil, and hopefully, both teams will be staying in the Football League for a long time. I certainly aim to keep Gillingham in that one, and I'm sure Bromley want to stay in, and it may develop over a few years. They're building a fantastic stand down the side, which unfortunately won't be open tomorrow. That would have been great to have a full house there, but I know that the ground is sold out, so for what seats are available, it's brilliant to know that everyone is going down there, hopefully with a nice day, even though with the England game on TV and our game being on TV, people still want to get down there and pack it out and be proud of their clubs. So yeah, hopefully we'll have the bragging rights of Kent tomorrow. But like I say, we're going to have to work extremely hard and do all the right things before we even can consider coming out with anything from Bromley, because I know that they're very up for it and turned over some good teams this season. So absolutely, the moment we start settling on any laurels is the moment I'll pull the chairs from under these boys, because nobody will settle down for me. They'll be on it, and we need to be on it tomorrow.
For sure. And just finally, in terms of those selection headaches that you've mentioned in the past, is it a case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Obviously you've got the new signings to think about as well. Have you mulled it over in your mind which team you're going to pick?
I certainly have, and that's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, best of luck for the team selection and for the game.
Cheers.
Top man.
As a football fan, which game would you watch? International.
Listen, it's a very hypothetical question. I enjoy watching the national. I'm a very proud Englishman, and enjoy watching the national team. But my heart is proper with Gillingham at the moment, and I'm loving what we're doing. And I think that our game will be very exciting. I think you could probably, look at the England game and think it's going to be very one-sided, and it's probably about how many goals they're going to score against Andorra. No disrespect to Andorra, but I think our game could be a little bit closer than that, and so as will probably be the more exciting one.
How pleased were you with the performance Tuesday night?
Really, really pleased, honestly. To have the amount of youngsters on the pitch at the end against Fulham under 21s, may well have almost been Gillingham under 23s, and that was a brilliant moment for the club. The young boys are coming in and bouncing off the walls in the last couple of days, because they've really enjoyed playing in there. They can. When I came in and I said we're going to have a small squad, everyone will be able to smell the first team and everyone will have a chance. This is the kind of things I was envisioning. the likes of Sam Gale and Andy Smith on the subs bench not getting anywhere near it because the boys just took it on and did really well. I was so proud of them, you know, and like I say, we've got a good future here, and hopefully we can carry on in that performance mould tomorrow and the next round of that Virtue Trophy.
Is that one of the reasons why you've always enjoyed the EFL Trophy so much? Because it gives you a chance to see the youngsters progressing?
Yeah, do you know, being totally honest, which I always am, I enjoyed it at Wycombe. We got to the semi-final once and bowed out, but in some years with the problems at Wycombe, financial problems, we didn't have the biggest squads at times, and sometimes it was a bit of a hindrance, you know, another game, and that was tough to get my head round at times, because it can fatigue your players, it can cause injuries, it can cause fixture congestion. But we always took it seriously, always tried to win, but it did sometimes go, oh wow, this has become a problem. You know, it was hard with fixture build up in that league. But now I feel like we're set up here. I think Joe Dunn's youngsters, 4, 5, 6 of them definitely can jump into the next squad and jump into that competition now. So yeah, it was nice to have that feeling, not feeling like we were being stretched as a squad on Tuesday. That was great.
You spoke about the incomings on Monday. Can I start ask you about the 2 outgoings?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Obviously, Joe going to Luton was a great move for him.
Brilliant move. You know, Matt Bloomfield is a top manager and we'll look after him. We're very much in the same mould. He was my captain for 10 years. He was my roommate when I first signed at Wycombe Wanderers. So we very much from the same bracket of coaching and man management. And I think Joe needs that. Joe will be man managed really well. I still say that the biggest part of this football game is the mental side, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll always say that, and if anyone wants to disagree with me, then I'll have that debate with them, because it's so huge, you know, and I think that it's neglected a lot in some places, but certainly we look at it and it's a big thing in my mind all the time, you know, and I think Matt manages like that, so I think it's the perfect environment for Joe Bode to thrive in, you know. There's plenty of competition, it's a league up, but you know, Luton, they love their powerful, quick strikers, and Joe's certainly one of those, you know, and whether they see him as a wide striker or a central striker, I think he fits the Luton mould quite well, and I'm hoping he does really well, because he's a good lad.
Jack, obviously going back up north. Understandable in some respects.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Nolan, what I will say is the way he conducted himself was great for somebody who was known he wasn't really going to feature too much, just because from the previous regimes I didn't feel he had the attributes that I wanted as a wide man, and you know, he's very unlucky. He played a couple of games for me last season, but I think it was important that I wanted to change a few bits and a few things here, and Jack going has certainly opened the door for the likes of Gareth McCleary, Johnny Smith to come in, but I have to say again, Jack Nolan conducted himself very well, you know, so whatever people think of him, great human being, and I'm wishing him all the best as well.
Just going to finish off with my going off at a slight tangent, going back to what Ben was asked you about derbies and the ones you played in. What's the feistiest one you've ever been joined in? I bet there's been a few.
Yeah, there has been a few, you know. QPR Brentford was quite a tasty one, with just down the road. Probably Cardiff Bristol City was a big one over the bridge there, you know. That was when I played for Cardiff. We played them in the playoffs, and just before the end of the season I actually got sent off in one of those. So I think Cardiff were very intense fans back in the day, and always seem to have the coming over to England and playing was big for them. Never played in a Blackburn Burnley one. One of my biggest regrets is never playing for Blackburn first team, but as a fan, you know, seeing those derbies, I think it's the oldest derby in the country, you know, because there's 2 founder members. Wow, that could get tasty as well. So yeah, like I say, Vauxhall was on the wrong side, but we certainly had some tough derbies against Burnley.
I'll have a nice quiet afternoon tomorrow.
Yeah, it's nice.
All the very best and good luck.
Thank you very much. Cheers.